I had all of the typical childhood fears whilst growing up. From the whole "I think I see something moving in the shadows" to Daddy, check my closet for monsters." It was childish, I know, but everyone goes through it. After I hit my teenage years, however, those fears naturally faded. I was able to rationally think things through. Everything had to have an explanation. At least that was what I thought, until I met the man. I was sitting with my cousin one night, and we had nothing to do. Somehow we stumbled upon the topic of ghosts. I think we were watching Ghost Hunters or something on TV, which triggered the conversation. Anyway, she decided to entrust me with her biggest secret, that there had been a ghost following her around since she was a young teen. She insisted on telling me a few stories of her encounters. She had just finished cheerleading practice and was waiting for her mother in the parking lot next to the football field. Out of the corner of her eye, she spotted some strange person leaning against the supports in the scoreboard. She decided to run home thinking it was a stalker or something. He was wearing a yellow hat, white shirt, and jeans. That's all she could possibly make out from that distance. She had also met him once while driving home from work. It was around 9 p.m. She looked into her rearview mirror and saw him, just staring at her. The description she gave was as follows. He had a yellow construction hat, a white t-shirt covered in blood and dirt around his abdomen, blue jeans that looked tattered, dirty and torn, and an expressionless face. The only thing that was really weird about him was his eyes. They were of normal human shape and color, but they were wide open for no reason, just staring at her intently. She screamed, pulled over, and looked back in the mirror. He was gone. I dismissed her stories but sympathized with her. She started crying and I told her to just go home and get a good night's sleep. I really should have believed her. I awoke that night at around 3 a.m. in a pool of sweat. I went to check my air conditioning unit and found that it was broken. I cursed myself and decided to go mope around in the garage for a fan to lay next to my bed so that the night would actually be bearable. I walked into the laundry room, opened the door to the garage, and flipped on the light. There he was, not even 6 inches away from my face. In one quick motion, I lunged backwards, closed my eyes, and screamed. I heard my family stumbling around upstairs. I peeked upwards at him once more for a moment, then closed my eyes. I didn't want to believe it, but it was him, every detail down to the wide eyes. My parents ran into the laundry room frantically asking, "What's wrong? Are you okay? Are you hurt?" and a bunch of other questions I didn't even bother answering. I just stared at the spot. He was gone. I told my parents that I had tripped and fell. My father left to go back to bed, while my mother fed me some medicine to help me settle back into sleep. I never did find a fan. I went the next few weeks without any incident. I eventually decided that he just wanted to see my cousin, and she and I hung out so much that he figured she'd be at my house. I thought he would leave me alone. I decided to never tell her of my experiences. My cousin had moved back to Colorado to be with her husband. I told her goodbye as she left, but all I could think about was how I never had any chance of seeing that man again. I really should have told her what happened. I regret it so much. Those eyes of his. The mirror in my room shattered to interrupt my peaceful sleep. I shot up and immediately made eye contact with him. He was standing at the foot of my bed, head cocked, eyes open, wearing all the exact same clothing. He was mouthing words at me. I can't read lips, but it looked like a bunch of profanity. His expression was angry, but nothing was moving except his mouth. He looked to be saying, "You protect." I couldn't make out anything else. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. My family apparently didn't hear the mirror shatter, so I was alone. I covered my head in the sheets and blankets, leaving myself in a dark little ball of fear and sadness. I started to tear up, and eventually fell asleep. I awoke to my mother entering the room and asking, "What happened to the mirror?" "I accidentally broke it." That's all I told her. I called my cousin to ask her a few questions. "Have you had any experiences with the man lately?" "No. You You're not worrying about that, are you? He hasn't bothered you at all? You sound stressed. Are you okay? I sighed. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll talk to you later, okay? My cousin died a few days after that. I didn't understand the man's intentions for a long time. He is my protector. He never leaves my side. But I'm tired of him watching me every second of every day. His eyes. I don't want his protection. I just want my old life back. It's been a year now, and he has prevented me from death all of this time. I'm scared that as soon as he leaves me, I will die. Maybe he only follows those who are about to die to give them a little more time. Maybe he just follows you by choice, then decides you must die after he leaves you. All I know is that I don't want him to leave now. He can't leave me until I've lived my life. I won't let him. The reassuring wide eyes I see staring at me right now from the reflection of my laptop screen, they make me feel safe. I don't want to die.